Dear colleagues, and now about the events of the last day in the anti-terrorist operation zone. In Mariupol sector, there are troubling shelling of our positions in Shirokino and Chermalik. The enemy uses small firearms and mortars. These actions have a exceptionally provocative character, and they are aimed at the disruption of a fragile ceasefire in the east of Ukraine. In Donetsk sector, the situation remains stably tense. The fire in the western suburbs of Donetsk does not cease, and especially actively the gunmen are firing next to Opitne, Marinka, and in Piske. They also used 120mm mortars, and enemy snipers are working. A series of enemy armed provocations happened next to Horlivka in a number of suburbs, Leninsk, Kirovo, Svetlodarsk, and Lozova. In Luhansk sector, the most complicated situation remains there at the central part in the vicinity of Bakhmutka highway. In the village of Novotoshkivske, they shelled our positions from mortars and 152mm cannons. They are also firing incessantly in the vicinity of Popasna and Zolote. They are firing at our positions from Pervomaisk and Kolinivka. We remind you that this is a very urbanized district, and every cannon every cannon projectile carries a heightened danger to the life of civilians. Also, they have arranged a series of mortar shellings of Shastia and Stanitsa Luhanska. Yesterday, 7 enemy drones were detected in the anti-terrorist operation zone, and also the Ukrainian border patrols saw the flight of 3 Russian planes over the territory of the temporarily occupied Autonomous Republic of Crimea. As a result of combat actions, the Ukrainian military have not sustained losses over the last day. However, 4 Ukrainian servicemen were wounded. The Ukrainian officers are undergoing combat training, and yesterday in the military units, the assemblies of training with lieutenants started, who are graduates of the higher military educational establishments of this year. The instructors who have gained a unique combat experience will train the young officers. The National Guardsmen continue to improve their skills as concerns the provision of the first medical aid on the combat field. The medical workers who have been on the tour of duty in the anti-terrorist operation zone more than once have conducted training on tactical medicine with the officers of the National Guards of Ukraine. The medics decided to share their experience that they got in complicated field conditions. They trained the National Guardsmen to stop hemorrhage, and with the help of Ukrainian and foreign bandages and tourniquets. The Ukrainian special services are working against the enemy subversive agents. The Security Service of Ukraine detained a werewolf with epaulets, who was the acting head of a precinct of the state automobile inspection in Volnovakha, Donetsk region, who was an abettor of a gunman of the so-called DNR. The criminal used his access to data to transfer to a gunman nicknamed Zombie the information on armaments, location of machinery, and location of command points of the anti-terrorist operation zone. Besides, Ukrainian operatives have detained another 3 pro-Russian gunmen. One of them is deputy head of the criminal organization Ministry of State Security of the DNR. He was detained in Mariupol. This bandit formation organizes explosions where people are en masse, and also they organize terrorist acts against Ukrainian authorities and military. Another detained person is a gunman of the illegal armed formation SVD Berkut, who confessed that he underwent combat training under the leadership of Russian instructions, and he was on duty on one of the road checkpoints in Donetsk. The third detained gunman was member of a gang headed by someone Volokha. He confessed that the training of recruits was conducted by Russian military on the territory of a seized pensionary in Novozovsk. He also took part in the battles on the Baltsevo grounds, where he got wounded in his leg. The Ukrainian operatives also found 2 caches of ammunition and arms. They were found in the settlement Chasiv Yar, Artemis district, Donetsk Oblast region, and they found more than 37 kilos of plastic explosives and live rounds of ammunition to Kalashnikov submachine gun, a hunting rifle, a body armor, and so on. Besides, the State Security Service, together with the State's Fiscal Service, have broken a criminal scheme of illegal transportation of humanitarian aid to the temporarily occupied territory in the east of Ukraine. Also, servicemen of the Svativsk District Department of Police in Luhansk, while searching a jeep, have found and confiscated a great number of arms. They found 4 submachine guns and 1 machine gun, a pistol, also grenade launchers, and more than 700 live rounds of different caliber. The Chernihiv region met their fellow countrymen, policemen who went home after their tour duty in the anti-terrorist operation zone. Over 30 days, the Chernihiv policemen were protecting public order in Slovyansk, and also they performed a number of other serious tasks. They came back home without losses. Ukraine helps to deliver humanitarian aid to the occupied territory when it is duly documented. 13 lorries with humanitarian cargo from the International Committee of Red Cross went through the road checkpoint Bugas, and 255 tons of foodstuffs were sent to the residents of Donetsk region who live beyond the front line. Also, another car with 20 tons of foodstuffs from charity organizations went through this road checkpoint. There is a question. Site Huila says that in Opitne the gunmen tried to push out our units beyond the Circle Road. Is it true? Well, the gunmen are constantly trying to push our military out from the touchline. However, this does not necessarily has to be a circle road or any other. Our military are protecting their positions. Marinka is being under fire all the time, and I can tell you whether it holds or not. It is all the time under the shelling, and our guys are resisting this pressure. The next briefing is tomorrow. You can see the schedule on our site. Thank you very much. Goodbye.